Hello and welcome to episode number 17 of Down to the Core podcast. I'm John.
I'm Jacob.
And today we have our special guest, Amanda.
Hi.
How you doing, Amanda? You okay?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
No, it's a pleasure.
No,
it's a pleasure.
Thank you.
So basically, I'll just what it is. So me and you've only met it's only been within
a few days.
a few days or so, because the thing is that we're both on a course. We're both on a business course. We just started chatting, and obviously I realised that obviously Amanda does yoga and Pilates,
Yes.
and I had this brainwave, because that's what generally tends to happen is I'll have an idea like this, and it's got to just go right.
Yeah.
So I actually just dived in, and she's like, "Oh no."
No, it wasn't like that. No.
How was it? How was it then?
It was actually really good, Jacob.
How was it?
We learned quite a lot of information just about how to launch your business first of all, how to create a business plan and all those boring fine details, but really great, honestly.
So how was it more like hype? Did you enjoy the podcast, or was it just like, you want to jump on the podcast or what? Oh, God.
A mixture of both, actually.
Oh, thank you. I thought we were friends. This is not the great way to start our friendship.
But it's great because I can see your personality, and definitely I relate more to you instead of the formal approach.
No, that's good. First impressions counts, and that's really good. But that was brilliant. That's nice.
It was nice, but I think you explained what you do. I was like, you know what, because a lot of the time on the show we've had bodybuilders or people who run gyms and whatever, and I thought to myself, you'd be a great addition. And I think you're probably like the second female we've had on our show, so
great.
so we need to really mix it up a little bit for everyone, rather than it's not really a male orientated show, but it's a people orientated show.
Like fitness is for all genders. It's not just males, and I think I'm glad that you're opening up to that. Podcast.
Most definitely.
And it's not always about just hitting the weights and stuff. I mean,
no.
I love hitting the weights, but I know like some of the viewers might just go, "Yeah, it's not me." So it's nice to have a yoga instructor have a different insight of what fitness is, because I think a lot of people still have this false misconception that you've got to be shredded to be considered fit. And absolutely, it's been proven time and time again, BS, just a load of hogwash.
And also, Jacob, in order to get shredded, you need to be disciplined. So you need to have that mental, like health, mental well-being above that in order to get to that result.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And
I think when you actually tell people how to be shredded, you kind of sit there and go, it's not a happy life.
No,
it is the most depressing life ever. Like you look good, but internally you just feel like death, and it does make massive impact to your friends, your family, your loved ones as well. And like I've just done last prep, just done my last photo shoot a couple months ago, and I think I thought overall I've handled it better than my previous ones, but obviously I did see slips and cracks in terms of mental well-being, mindset and stuff. So and trying to educate that and go, look, you're going to get shredded, but this is a major drawback on these stuff. And I think it's just nice to remind people that shredded does not equal fitness at all.
No. So can I just ask you a question? So I think before you came, me and Jacob were having a practice with your last name. so before you came, it was like, Amanda's coming. So Amanda, so we were both going back. We're like two kind of kindergarten kids practicing another language. So if you just introduce yourself. So your name is Amanda
Bacasmas.
Yes. And where's the name Bacasmas from? Yeah.
So it comes from Philippines.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So I have a Filipino ancestry, and I've had so much trouble throughout my childhood, adult life, people just mispronouncing. I've heard it all: Bacasmus, Bahasmas, Bamamama. It's everything. It's Bacasmas.
Yeah.
And yes, I was born in Cebu, which is an island in the Philippines.
Okay.
Raised there. I had such a humble beginning, like raised with nothing. We only had a home. It took an entire village to raise my brothers, myself, and like most Filipino migrants, mothers or fathers, they had to go away to America, England, other parts of the West just to get a better life. Because we didn't really have much in Philippines, and the opportunities was really scarce, especially for me and my brothers. So my mom is a nurse, like every other Filipino woman. And yes, she spent 2 years. So for my early childhood years, she wasn't really there. She would come back and forth just to see me. And I think that experience helped me grow as a person. Like I had to grow up. I had to show up for my younger brothers and be able to act that mother and sister figure.
Have you got a big family?
So I have 2 brothers, and in terms of my cousins, I have around 20, 21. So it's a huge family in that aspect.
That's no different from the West Indian Caribbean.
Oh, yes.
It's nothing to say when you say cousins. You're like, yeah. It's like, how big is your family? Like,
well.
Wow. Book her up, kids. We've got a room to talk to.
So I think from that aspect in Philippines, I'm grateful actually for that childhood because it taught me to be more positive on the little things and be more humble. And I think that's just a part of the Filipino culture, which I completely respect. And then I moved to England in North Yorkshire, actually. Yes.
Wow.
A small seaside town near York called Scarborough.
Oh, okay.
And it is the whitest town you could ever imagine. Honestly. Like, because a lot of people don't know Philippines exist.
Okay.
So the amount of times I had to explain and show the map. This is Philippines here. I was born there. So most people just presume China. Because it's Asia. When actually, no, there are other countries in Asia. So yes, I did stick out. I felt like a black sheep in a white middle class working class town. So that was one of the main reasons why I moved to Birmingham.
Okay.
So I did primary, secondary school in that small seaside town, became a physio. So I did a degree in physiotherapy in the University of Birmingham. Fell in love with Birmingham, which is surprising because it's so diverse. And I felt like nobody was looking at me differently. I just felt like, oh, okay, I found a place where I'm not being looked at differently. And yes, that's where my whole squiggly career began.
Because I was going to ask, because at first I was trying to listen to your accent the other day, and I was like, and I couldn't fathom out where it came from. So I was thinking, is it a little bit American? Is it a little bit? So would you say that's because of like traveling around and?
Yes. So when I was young, I really loved American shows.
Yes. So was it a case of, sorry to interrupt, but is it a case of watching TV, like American shows, and you picked up the American accent? Yeah, that happened a lot. Like, so I used to I went to drama school in Birmingham, and I've got a friend, Asha. She's from the Philippines and stuff.
Okay.
And like, everyone, we started talking to her, you're like, I can't. Everyone's because she lived over here for so long, for like even since she was a kid, but she still picked up like the American twang. But it was just, when you listen to her, she goes from American, then he went straight into like Birmingham a bit, and you're like, so it was like America. Whoa, I don't know. Then then the favorite one was Robin. Like, he was Norwegian.
Oh, okay.
And he had a American accent, and I can always remember the American students who came over here. they were trying to suss him out as well, because obviously Americans got the different intonations and like the accents, and like I think the two of the Americans was like staring at him going, "You sound American, but you don't hit the intonations properly." And he went, "Oh no, I'm from Norway." And then I think all of us Brits go, "So would you be Norwegian then? Speak Norwegian?" And then he's like, no. He's like, so he went, basically a lot of American TV shows used to come on our TVs, so that's how we learned how to speak English. And like, but I think some of us were still a bit like, how does that be? But then someone went figured it out. Going, well, if you think about that, that's happened to us. Like you see a lot of the Brits go, "Oh my god!" Like speaking all American because we watched a lot of American shows. So then I think someone broke that out and that makes sense. But then everyone just went, "But you're Norwegian, like can you hear the Norwegian accent?" And he was like, "No, I've been listening to American all the time." I've never heard a
Norwegian speak before, so
it is weird. Like I can remember we was doing like trying to guess who's speaking in our voice class. And was obviously typical actor. You close your eyes and so you don't listen to anyone. And he said and like Robin spoke full on Norwegian. All of us were like, "Who's that?" Like first we could see how he was saying some word. He was just saying this phrase over and over again, but he said it in different intonations. So all of us were like, "I don't know if you trying to murder me or you're trying to say something nice." And he was like, "Oh, I just said have a nice day, guys." But because he said it in a different intonation, all of us were like, "I don't know what he's doing." But yeah, it's mad about that. That's really cool though.
Yeah, so similar what you said, like you probably know the famous shows like Friends, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That's everywhere, like across the world. So that's probably where I got those little bits and pieces.
No, that's cool. No, that's cool. What was your favorite TV show growing up?
Oh, tricky question. So, I really loved Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Will Smith. Top notch. Carlton, the Carlton dance, love it. And I wasn't really into Friends. I knew the main characters.
I was never really a Friends kind of.
Yeah.
Wow. Just me on my own then.
Like, of course, I know the Central Perk and everything, like the main parts. But like, would I follow an episode like? Watch it, binge watch. No,
that's cool. That's cool.
So yeah, my favorite show would be Fresh Prince.
Okay, I'm with you.
Yeah,
Fresh Prince still top tier. But
it is.
Clearly, I'm the only Friends fan here.
So what I was going to ask you as well. So like, how did your route go into yoga and Pilates? Because like it's not some. I think because like the reason why I was more so interested because like there's lots of PTs, there's lots of like strength training coaches, and there's lots of these coaches, but like people within your area of like your experience of work, they seem very few and far between, unless the fact that like we're probably not looking as much. But how did you get there, or how was it?
Okay, so we'll start from my university days. So when I became a physiotherapist, when I was in college, I suffered through body dysmorphia. So I was really feeling quite self-conscious. I had really low self-esteem, really poor confidence. And my escape was the gym. So I lived for the gym. I would be there 6 to 7 days a week. And oh my goodness, just looking back, I would think you're insane. I would spend the typical, you've probably heard, like 30 minutes treadmill or bike. I would do a spin before doing weights. So I would go straight to the barbell, do glutes only. I would ignore the upper body, the back, the legs. No, just glutes. 6 days a week. Because that was the trend back in 2017, 2018. So I was so conscious about my body image, the way I looked. And I was actually very curious as well about the biomechanics, the muscles involved in the body. And I thought, you know what? I really enjoy learning this, and I don't mind going into physio. Originally, I wanted to be a doctor, to do medicine, and I did not get the grades for that. But I realized, you know what, I love going to the gym. I love going with my friends, telling them what exercises to do. I'm sure you guys feel the same.
Yeah.
And then that's how I became a physio. I managed to get in, do the degree. But during my university days, that's when I was introduced to yoga. So I felt very left out in my course because they were all competitive. They all did those competitive sports like track or football or what else, gymnastics, which I wasn't introduced to physio in that way. I was brought because of my own poor self-esteem, my low confidence, and my own curiosity to help people. So I felt quite different from that. And I thought, you know what, I'll try yoga, see how it goes. It was free for students. It was in this really outdated, the lights kept flickering on and off in this like medical lab classroom. And it was just a room filled with medical students. I was the only physio student there. And it was led by this yoga teacher. Her name's Rosie. You are amazing, by the way. And
Shout out to Rosie.
Yeah, shout out to Rosie if you're watching. She just felt very open, very warm, welcoming. It was very inclusive. And it was more about like accepting where you are at the moment and not. There was one quote that really stuck with me that she said, which I hope you remember. She said, try to fight the ego from the pose. And that really stuck with me because I was fighting that ego the whole time in the gym. And I felt quite fatigued because I was there nearly every day, 5 a.m. in the morning. And I needed that grounding. And that was my escape, my grounding, and I was addicted to it. At first, it was a very physical practice. So I would try and memorize the sequences, the poses. I would even follow pages, read articles just to improve my own practice. And then over the years, towards the end of my university degree, and when I joined the NHS as a physio, at the peak of COVID, imagine that in 2021, I was burnt out. I was stressed. I felt like a machine, just going in, going out, sleep, eat, going in, going out, sleep, eat. I barely had enough time to think about my own physical health, my own mental health. So I neglected a lot of what I learned from a yoga student from when I was at university until I moved to the NHS. And then last year, I just looked at myself in the mirror and I thought, you've grown so much, and why have I become so stagnant? Like every day I would just binge eat just to eat my emotions away. I would go to the gym occasionally, but I would feel very like, can't be bothered. What's the point? I'm thinking about my work duties, those tasks, and it's stopping me from actually enjoying my workouts. So I thought, you know what, I'll go back to yoga and join this hot yoga studio. Became committed. I thought, you know what, it's the discipline. I need to be disciplined in order to get back to my own groove. So fell in love with hot yoga. I was recommended to do the teacher training from that hot yoga studio. And I went to Greece, spent a week there learning yoga from 6 a.m. until late evening. from the physical practice, meditation, breath work, philosophy. It was incredible. Like I felt like that transformed me, like not just physically and mentally, but spiritually as well. And after that, I went to London every like month in one weekend, just going back and forth, trying to learn more about yoga, which is vinyasa yoga, and got the qualification in January. And I immediately wanted to be a teacher from then. So I reached out to the studio owner and said, I really want to teach. And she gave me the opportunity to teach in the Birmingham studio. And I also teach in Worcester as well for the same company. And I'm completely in love with it. And I also teach another style, which I will go into more detail later. It's called Yin.
See, I'm learning something now because I just thought, I actually just thought yoga is yoga.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I know that.
Yes.
I think so many people, you go yoga and they're like, but there's hot yoga. I heard that. What is it? Is it power yoga?
Yeah, power yogas with weights.
Yeah. Like I said, when I spoke to this yoga instructor before, and he goes, "Oh, I don't do that type of yoga. I do this type of yoga." And I think my brain was just like, "I thought yoga was yoga."
I mean, you just mentioned like two
different disciplines. So fire away. Just tell us what the two types you do.
So vinyasa is more of a dynamic flow. So it's has the common sequences and it's more creative, I would say. It's more expressive. And yin is originated, well, it was made by an American female, but it uses a lot of, it's called monkey martial arts and Chinese medicine into it. So it's more of a restorative yoga. And I think it's very powerful because it focuses more on Chinese medicine principles and working more mentally, like your inner like self. Whereas vinyasa, I used to be a dancer as well. I love choreographing. I love making my own sequences, making it accessible for people as well. So that's where I was drawn to those two styles. But there are other styles like hot yoga, which I will not go into full detail because it's very controversial. Hot yoga.
Is that the one where you're in like in a heated?
Yes.
Is it in a sauna?
So not really. The purpose of hot yoga, the reason why it's like in 37 degrees temperature, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. So in that temperature, it's supposed to imitate India.
Oh, okay.
So you're doing yoga in that heat, that humidity. Yes.
Oh, okay.
And actually, it's really, really nice, a really lovely way to just release, detox, like toxins.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why is it controversial? If you don't
Oh.
When you said hot yoga, it's controversial. I was like,
okay, this is not the podcast.
No. Fire it away.
So I don't know if you've heard of Bikram, the yoga instructor, the founder of Bikram yoga.
No.
So the reason it used to be called Bikram yoga, but then it's changed to hot yoga because he's an Indian guru. And he created this style of yoga to basically promote it in the heat. And he went to Los Angeles. He created the studio and it became so popular with the celebrities. And yes, everyone was going to that studio. But there's been a lot of controversy. He's still out there. So he's a sexual predator. Yes, that's why. Yes, so that's why I was
okay.
Yes.
Wow.
So it is quite controversial, the origins of hot yoga, but because people love that discipline, the style. I love it myself. That's why it's changed to hot yoga.
I didn't know that, because I could always remember, like, said when he pops in my drama school friend Claire, like, obviously I was the only, well, most of the lads was the gym who all go to the gym. I was the one who actually went to the gym, and she was just like, well, I don't go to the gym, but I do hot yoga. And I think and like she was trying to like compete it, and in my head I'm like, that's not,
it's not a competition.
It's not a competition. Like,
it's not.
In my head I was like, I think it was typical younger me, like, no, if it's not gym, it's nothing beats it, nothing beats it. So she was like, and I got confused because I was like, hot yoga, what's the difference between cold yoga or normal yoga? And she's like, oh, we do yoga in the sauna. And in my head I'm like, no, the sauna's there to relax. But now I understand it's just trying to not intimidate, like create the vibe that you're in India and the hot vibe. So now I understand that, because that just baffled me. That still baffled me. Like, why is it hot yoga? No one's really sat me down and go, well, the reason why it's called hot yoga
is it something to try and like control your breathing, or like the way that you obviously you regulate?
I feel like all styles of yoga, which I think is really underestimated, incorporate that breath work, those breathing techniques, which I highly advocate in my own business as well. But in the heat, the purpose of it is because it actually helps your muscles become more contracted, because you're doing those poses for a certain period, like a few more seconds than usual. You're actually helping that stimulation more. And I think that was the main purpose of hot yoga, to help you. I think that's probably why she mentioned to you, oh, you go to the gym. I get that same stimulation in my muscles as well from hot yoga.
I've done it once. One of my friends introduced me to it was probably about, say, 3 years ago. And when I walked into the studio, we were like looking at me and saying, what's he doing here? And he can't move. Well, like the instructor was going, oh, you know what? Yeah, you're quite flexible, really. And I'm like, am I? So, he was looking at me and say, well, yeah, he's one of these guys who just lifts weights all the time. But I will say that, like, it's a lot more challenging than you think.
Oh,
definitely.
It's like that's why I respect everyone's kind of thing that they do, because I was saying, unless you've had a go, unless you don't realise like how actually hard it is. People just think it's standing there just doing like a dog pose, or
it's just doing that.
But like it's definitely something I want to get back to and have a go again.
It's definitely, like, especially meaty men, like just big bold people trying to just move to there. You see how tight and restrict people are,
and that just shows how important stretching is. Because
it's just funny.
A lot of weightlifters neglect that aspect of stretching, the cool down, warm up. Because your muscles are already contracted. It needs to lengthen as well. And the purpose of those rest days is to allow the muscle to recover. And that's when the remodeling, the reshaping occurs, actually. So I think people don't understand the importance of recovery and rest days, how important that is.
Especially like is Pilates another discipline of yoga, or
no? Very different. So this is actually a very new technique. So you'll be surprised. Pilates was actually made by a bodylifter, and he's a diver at the same time.
I heard something
So it incorporates elements of body like body weightlifting and also diving principles. So it's really great for like core activation. It helps you understand more about those deep core muscles and also your posture and your breathing as well. I will say Pilates humbles you. It really does humble you. It may look easy seeing it, like videos, pictures. I thought that, but no. It's no.
It's going back to drama school, because we used to do like bodycon, which is basically just a lot of bodyweight workouts. I loved doing that because for me that was I'm getting a pump on, so it was a nice workout. Then we did Pilates, and you could tell like the one like it was a complete opposite. So the ones who liked going to the gym, who liked high intense stuff, we excelled in body conditioning workouts because we was like yeah. So we get the Pilates, it was like the ones who did dancing, or the ones who dancing, or just like slimmer, they just stretched. All the bodybuilders was just literally like.
Is that on the machine? So is Pilates always on those machines where you do kind of stretches and kind of? Is it like rollers and
like
stuff?
reformer?
Yeah.
So that's one of the forms of Pilates that you can add. But I think with Pilates, the foundation is on the mat.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you want to get the complete set, that full grip of Pilates, then you have to mix mat with reformer. As well, because you have to.
Something new today.
Because I think if you just go straight to reformer, I don't think you understand what muscles you're working on. You're probably pulling on the band, thinking, okay, I feel it on my arm, but I don't know. Okay, I'm just doing this for.
That's kind of
trends when actually in the mat they go step by step into it.
That's like weight training in a way. When you think about like
mind muscle connection,
most like when you train clients and stuff, you kind of like say to them, depending how experienced they are, you get them on the machines first, just to just go, right, you need to understand just the foundations first, like on a chest press, getting the chest press machine to understand that motion, because it's more stable and you're in more control. Then as you get stronger and more correct, not correct, you just get more confident. That's when you start progressing into like more physical demanding exercises. Then it's just like you said, I think you need to have that perfect balance, because obviously if you use just dumbbells and free weights and barbells all the time, there'd be certain exercises that won't properly isolate that said muscle.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's good to have like that hybrid model of a bit machine work and a bit of free weights, and it excels. And
that's why if you ever see me in the gym, sometimes when in the gym people ask me about working something, you'll see me from a distance saying to someone, do this, and feel this, and feel this, and actually feel what it's doing first before you kind of jump straight to. So is that the same kind of thing as you say? Like, definitely.
Like similar to the gym, you need to know the foundations of it. So before you go to that barbell, before you use the machines, it's actually visualizing it, like practicing the exact movement. So you know, okay, I'm working on my chest. I need to make sure my form is this way to activate the pecs muscles.
No, that's cool. That's interesting about that with Pilates and yoga. No, this is a good workout for me. Like.
I think one of the questions I was going to say is ask you, because like I think when it comes like to yoga and Pilates and these kind of exercises, it seems to be like there's like a misconception. It's always more so females.
Yes.
And it's never really like a male kind of thing to do. But what would you say the benefits for men to be doing this kind of thing, to promote it to men as well?
Yeah.
Plenty. So I think that misconception is completely wrong. Yes, I agree that females predominantly look towards these practices, these wellness services more than males. But I want to change that perspective. I'm looking to provide yoga and Pilates for both males and females, especially those that have busy schedules or are highly stressed, feel like they don't have a routine, that discipline, because I was in that boat. So the first benefit is the stress reduction. So both yoga and Pilates, it has these roots of mindfulness, breath work, which I think is inclusive for all. It's not just for females. And I think men, there's this stigma against, I don't know why, that they should keep it all in and hold their emotions. No, you're human. Like, of course you need to let it out. And if you don't feel comfortable, like speaking to other people, like a therapist, then just starting with meditation, with like these easy breathing techniques that you can find from apps, YouTube, etc. Even just spending time with yourself, there's no gender discrimination on that.
I think this is like this should be like sounds like a great outlet for men's mental health.
Definitely, yeah.
Because like as you were explaining there about it now, I think like I've said before that like as men we just always tend to say like this is what we do, we're not meant to be doing this, and this is what a man does and whatever. And like and that's a lot of pressure within itself.
Yeah,
it's learned as well. It's a learned experience.
Behavior, learned experience.
Like growing up, sorry to interrupt, but like you just, I think with women, with women, most it's like, oh, it's all right to show your emotions and it's good, do that. Men, it's no, bottle that up, like don't show it. And I think it's only like I've only recently discovered that a lot more men are a lot more open up now. And but you can still see there's a few men still there going, oh no, I'm not opening up, and you're like, there's nothing wrong with that. And I think like I still do it occasionally where you kind of go, I'm gonna open up, and like, but I think it's especially like I think with yoga as well. I think because it's not seemed as masculine for men to do, you kind of go, oh, I don't want to do it. But like if you kind of educate them, like the core stability and doing this and doing that, and you go, I might try that still. And it is interesting. Like I think that's a little bit of me as well. Sometimes when I do yoga, oh no, I don't know yoga, but I think that's just up front going, it's not. I'm not lifting weights, so
I have been saying it for like a long time. So like you may have a new client here.
Yeah, me.
Great, perfect.
So you may have your first two clients, but like but I think like obviously what you're saying with like obviously bottling things up and not doing things in a certain way. Sometimes you have to kind of you're gonna have to want to do that for yourself. So I think sometimes trying to tell like some of my friends, right, let's go yoga, and look at me and go, are you?
Yeah, no, it's crazy. True.
But
no,
like,
it's true.
But like for myself, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna go and do. Until you've actually been there and had a go and done it for yourself, you're always going to be like on the outside looking and going, well, it's this, and so you can't really give an opinion on something which you haven't tried. So, but like, but as you say, like this, there's going to be lots of benefits for men to be doing these kind of exercises. Because as I say, like we're just very kind of stiff. We can't do much compound exercise, and that's all that we do. And then when you hear guys like complain that they've got like torn this and this is ripped and so many injuries.
That goes to my second point, actually, injury recovery. Okay, so a lot of the poses, the exercises in both yoga and Pilates help restore that injury recovery, because yes, it's really important to maintain strength and that cardiovascular activity, but there is also an importance in stretching as well, and being able to combine all those aspects is actually going to support that recovery process. So that's another point, another benefit there. And thirdly, it's going back to that discipline. So shout out to my business here. So with my business in Mabuhay Flow, what I want to do is make these practices, yoga and Pilates, a habit. So even just squeezing in 5 minutes, 10 minutes of breath work, of a quick yoga session, a quick Pilates session throughout the day, it's going to help you progress, help you improve, help you become more disciplined. And that applies to both men and women as well. And making it accessible as well. So the importance of just keeping it minimal. You just need a mat and your camera, online internet and just doing it. So if you never try, then you won't know. Yeah.
So is it? So you do it. So you at the moment you offer this offer what you do online.
Yes.
Okay.
So majority of it is online. So that's the weekly classes, which is called Love Yoga Monday mornings. The reason why I've done that is because every morning, especially on a Monday, you're just already thinking, oh, it's the start of the working week. Got 5 more days to get through this until the weekend. When actually waking up, maybe having a coffee before, and then just doing a quick 20 to 30 minutes like session just to move your body and place that breathing, that meditation from the start will help you throughout the day. It's setting that intention for yourself. And that's the main reason why I placed it on Monday mornings, to give you that discipline. And I'm planning to launch a 6-week beginner online yoga course from the end of October. And basically, it will be on Sunday mornings, and it will just explain the different poses step by step, and the different types of breathing techniques, what it means, what it does for you, and it's helping you prepare for a yoga class, basically.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I'm planning to release soon, a 1-to-1 session, so incorporating my physio background. So I will do a full consultation with an assessment, and based on that assessment, I create a rehab plan for you. So that could be for injury recovery, that could be for stress reduction, or if you just want to deepen your practice. And that can either be online or face to face. So it's hybrid.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
One another thing I was to ask you, because I've heard the word breath work so many different times in different scenarios and cases. And what generally happens is someone's like, oh yeah, I do breath work, and I'll just carry on the conversation as if I know exactly what they're talking about. So can you explain to us what because I've heard of the only thing I've heard with breath work is it the Wim Hof.
Okay, yes.
So that's the only kind of breath work I kind of know of.
I just breathe. That's why I just breathe. Breathe.
Can you break down what you mean by breath work? And because I'm sure there's going to be different practices within that as well. Then
yeah.
And I'm sure there'll be one person, at least one person, listening to this podcast going, what do you mean by breath work?
Yeah. So I think everyone should incorporate breath work into not just their workout, but their daily life in general. So in Wim Hof, as an example, I don't know if you know his story, but it's really inspiring, actually.
Is that something? I'm just going to paraphrase. Did he do did he go to is it Antarctica, or went somewhere really cold?
Yes, the Arctic.
Is it Arctic? Yeah. He's basically saying that we can last, because obviously cavemen were able to last years ago without wearing.
Ain't that guy who's just massive bushy beard?
Yes, him.
And he's just crazy. He's just getting the ice. Everyone's
what?
Tim?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
my
Wim
man.
Hof.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because you say basically, is this theory that we can survive? Obviously, when we get our breath work going, obviously to circulate blood and so we don't freeze and whatever. Because years ago, no one had a North Face jacket and had all that equipment.
Yeah,
but they still managed to survive through winters and winters. So obviously, he's gone back and discovered how they kind of do that within obviously the breathing techniques and that kind of. So that's as much as I know. I could be completely wrong.
No, you've briefly explained that beautifully. Basically, he had such a traumatic past history, and instead of bottling it all in and feeling sorry for himself, he wanted to explore more about the breath. And he was obsessed with going into cold water because he saw a therapeutic benefit in dipping yourself into cold water. And in order to stay there for long periods, he discovered this breathing method to help you basically regulate your body according to that temperature and help you. I think he could stay there for like an hour, 2 hours in like ice bath, waters, or maybe more. Similar to other breathing techniques. So, where do I begin? There's box breathing. There is alternate nostril. There's the 3-part breathing. There is something called Ujjayi breath, which is Sanskrit for victorious breath, lion's breath. All these breathing techniques are supposed to, they have an effect on your body. And sorry to go geeky.
No, geek away.
Yeah.
Geek away.
So it's really beneficial because when we feel threatened, when we're in that heightened mode, we automatically go into that fight or flight response. And we feel like, okay, that's the only outcome to be able to resolve this situation. And you may feel like, okay, that's actually gotten worse than what I presumed it would be. And I think in order to help you get out of that fight or flight response, breathing in general, so these different breathing techniques helps activate the parasympathetic, which is your rest and digest, because you're focusing more on your breath. You're becoming aware of it. You're not actually thinking about that threat. And I think that's so important. I think it's really great to do it before a workout or before a yoga practice, before a Pilates session, before you do a presentation, anything that you feel will cause a high stress. It is so therapeutic, so beneficial. And in all honesty, I wouldn't be here if I didn't do my meditation, my breath work before I came in here, or else I would just freeze. I wouldn't speak at all.
You know, when you say obviously with the breath work and meditation, that stuff, because like as much as I want to meditate, I'll practice so many times and I'll last for about say 20 seconds before my brain
that's good. That's good.
But like I'm always in awe of people who say they can actually fully meditate.
When there's people I can meditate for an hour, I'm like, I don't believe you. Like,
because like, my brain does like the Homer Simpson thing where it's got like a monkey doing a tambourine in there.
Mine's like a Homer Simpson, but it's a yum 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 yum.
Nice.
Mine just does that, or it'll go off some silly superhero thing. Like I'm probably watching like a Marvel film in my head. I'm like, oh, this is a brilliant scene. I'm like, no, meditate more. But yeah, that's cool.
How long did it take you to get to your point of being able to meditate fully now?
Years. So I started when I was introduced to yoga. So this was 2018, 2019. And like you, the longest for that first month was 20 seconds. So I would just sit still, have the Headspace app on the background, and after 20 seconds I would just open my eyes and look at the time like, 8 more minutes, okay. Let's try this again. But I think like starting riding a bicycle, like when you're starting swimming, it takes practice. It takes a lot of failures to be able to get to that stage. So for me now, it took me 5 years to be able to meditate for 20 minutes maximum until I doze off, until I think of something else. But there is a quote from this Buddhist monk. His name is Thich Nhat Hanh. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but he mentioned when you are having that moment of self-reflection, that could be meditation, that could be breath work, and you feel like you're so distracted mentally, honor that emotion, honor that thought. Don't fight it, because the moment you fight it, you've already lost.
And that's the thing. What happens straight away, because you'll start to do it. You're like, I'll try it from there,
and then you give up,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So instead of fighting it, it's okay. You could just let that thought, that task, those chores in your brain, and then it will pass. And then you notice after that's happened, you're like, oh, okay, that's actually worked. And then day by day, you'll start to notice it gets easier, and these thoughts don't come in that easily because you're not fighting these thoughts. This is the same thing with breath work, because you're paying attention to your actual inhalation and exhalation. You're not fighting these thoughts. I hope that I explained it
you know what,
simply.
It's the same. You know what, I think the more I talk to people with different practices, or when it doesn't matter if you're like a piano player or guitarist or whatever you do, because everyone looks at the end. So like you are the end point of, like, as it say, well, you've got it now, or, you know, or you'll continually improve.
Yeah.
But someone like myself, like, oh, I wish I could do that. But when you say, oh, it's going to take 6 years, and the brain automatically goes, oh, 6 years.
But like the gym.
Yeah,
like,
no, it's true.
Yeah, and it's exactly the I was
exactly,
just about to say, it's
exactly
the same concept, that like when someone says, oh, I want to be like that, and I'll say, well, you do realise I've been doing this since I was 19.
Yeah.
No, it's true. No, it's definitely true, because they go, oh, I want a big chest like that. How long will it take your chest to grow up?
Years. Yeah.
And then when you actually, like, someone asks you a question here, I think for me, I was like, yeah, well, you can't answer it, because you just like I said, you just do the reps, and like before you know it, it just comes natural.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's cool. It's just, obviously, it's a reminder that it takes time. Don't think about I'm just going to start doing little chunks of it. So that's that.
So one day, Jake, I'll have legs like yours.
Yeah. I'll have arms like yours as well. I just like, you like flex your legs, and I'm like.
But I just wanted to point out, I'm definitely not at the end point. I'm on that journey.
Yeah. I think that's what I was saying. That like not that you're at the end point, but like you're further than me or Jacob are right now.
No, I think we're all in different journeys, whichever path you've chosen.
In the profession that you're in. Obviously within Pilates and breathing, because we haven't done it, so we're at the start point. But like you're already pretty much on your journey. You're always going to be getting better and better as you go along. As where we have to do our
basics.
We have to do like our basics or our probationary period.
So I think people, like, there's that misconception with yoga and Pilates that, oh, you've already, the foundations, you're just going to improve. Of course, there are setbacks. Of course, there are days where you're just, you're too fatigued, too mentally not there. And I think people don't understand that whichever fitness journey you're on, you're going to experience those up and downs. And a lot of people don't know yoga, it means life. So that's another reason why I've chose Mabuhay on my name, because that means life in Philippines.
Okay,
so it's like, I don't want to give that false hope to people that, oh, you're going to lose weight, you're going to get shredded if you do my course after 6 weeks, you'll automatically meditate and do breath work. No, it's a lifelong thing. You need to get that habit.
A lifestyle. I think we probably have the same kind of concepts within our coaching. So I say to people, like, if you're thinking to come to me just to come and get a six-pack and just lose weight, I said, it's not about that. It's about like everything else which goes with it. And once you start to put that together, then you start to become better within yourself or within that practice as you go along. Because I think like it can be, there's like so many kind of like people out there like saying, if you do this, you'll get to this, but they're missing out the important part, and it's just duping people. And like I say, it's just always about being honest with people to say, well, listen, it's going to take time. You're going to have to do this slowly, and you're not going to see the results you think you're going to see within just 1 week, 2 weeks, or 3 weeks.
Yes.
It's an ongoing process.
Yeah.
I really have a bugbear for those 30-day challenges and like 6-pack, 6 weeks challenges. I'm thinking, you know, there are people that develop that 6-pack in 10 years, in 12 years. So actually, I want to give a question to both of you.
Yeah, cool.
So so
and welcome to the Amanda Show.
Yes. No, because I'm curious. So regarding your journey into the gym, did you feel like the end goal, the achievement, that could be like muscle bulk or that could be maintenance, was that more important than the actual steps to get there, the journey?
I didn't pay any attention to the way I looked for years. It was just doing it. So that's what I enjoyed more. I enjoyed the process.
Nice.
I just enjoyed the whole process. And even when I've done competitions, it's just I love the process. The end goal is just almost like, because everyone enjoys my end goal, except I get to enjoy it like sometime later. So on the day people will celebrate, go, oh yeah, it's great, but like for me it's like, but like it's just a process. I enjoy the processes way more, because I think like when you're in the process, it means that you've kind of, you know what you have to do every day, or you have to do, just like obviously we say with meditation and whatever, just that process. Yeah, and obviously everything what you're seeing now is like the byproduct of the process. So that's what I just.
Yeah, I think mine was, I think I initially started for the aesthetics, but I think it was I just thought, if I just lift weights and eat chicken all the time, I'll be fine. So I didn't really have a structure. I just thought, that's just going to get me what I wanted. Then I wasn't disciplined enough. So it was only when I did my first prep, when I had the goal in mind where I'm actually going to get to see some visible abs and stuff and actually learn how to actually do it. That's when I was like, then I tend to start enjoying the process a lot more. So I think after my first prep, I was like, you know, I actually enjoyed the process. I know some people, like my partner, my friends or my family, will look at me and go, how can you enjoy the process? You were starving, you were vile. I'm like, no, it's teaching me like my discipline, teaching me the process, and like then it's adding reps to the tank. So when should I have a client who goes, I want what you have, I know exactly what you're going to go through. So I'm going, this is the cycle. And I think now it's just showing it's just like you said, just counting the reps and just ticking over and do the process and just getting that slightly better each way. Then when my friends and family just go, oh, you've put some size in your chest, or you've put some meat on your legs. I'm like, have I? I'm not.
Because you know, I think one thing I knew within myself, or when I explain to clients, like, we will always be the last to see what progress has been made. Because we look at ourselves every single day.
That is so right, actually.
And the fact of the matter is, it's like, unless you're going to stand in front of your, like I'll joke to one of my clients over there, I said, listen, I don't know anyone who owns 3 mirrors or 3 or 4 mirrors where they can look at themselves front, side and back every single day. We don't. We jump up, we brush our teeth, we jump in the shower, we jump out, dry, clothes on, then we're out. If you've got that much time in your life to really look at yourself or what's going on, it's like you've got a lot of time. But like a lot of the time, we only look at this much. Yeah. Is this okay? Is it because this is like the portal, isn't it? Really. And that's where you just spend a little bit of time on there and do that. Well, me less than others, but like just, and that's it. But like all the work that we keep on putting in, I realised I was the last person to know what I looked like. Everyone told me about me before I knew. Then I jumped on the bandwagon and goes, oh yeah, I know what they're talking about now. I look like this. And then when I say that, they're like, huh? You've been like that for years. So I'm saying, but I never saw it. I see it now.
But it's just also when your friends go, oh, we should have a physique like yours. I'm like, me? You want a body like mine?
like a long time.
Yeah, but it's just weird. Like you said, it's an ongoing process.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I do now. I just, at the moment, I'm just ticking the boxes over. I'm just learning more, harnessing my craft and learning different ways of training and doing that. I'm not really looking for aesthetics. I'm just going to get just better at the reps and stuff. Then should I decide to do another shoot or prep, then I'll be like, right, I've done that discipline now, and I've got this, I can go back to this discipline and stuff.
So that's the game changer, isn't it? That change that occurs. And I think that's when you start to see your goals a bit more clearer.
Yeah.
And I think that's what needs to be clear about yoga, Pilates, starting any sport in general. Just that, identifying that.
Yeah. No, that's it, man. That's cool.
But I do think that like sometimes people, you need to have a goal, but sometimes people concentrate so much on the end goal and not paying attention about what you need to do.
That's why New Year's resolutions don't work.
No.
They just don't work because
I'm gonna high five you later on.
High five.
Because I'll let you carry on, but I hate a New Year's resolution. And when I say here, when someone says New Year, have you seen that Robert Downey Jr. meme when he's like,
and it's just that God,
yeah. And also like another reason why I try not to let my clients start on a Monday.
Really? Why is that?
Because you've heard me say this before. So basically, I try not to get any of my clients to start on a Monday, because if they say I'll start on a Monday, what do you think they're going to do between Friday and Saturday and Sunday?
Go nuts.
Good shout.
So if you start on a Friday, that means you're already kind of 2 or 3 days in. When Monday comes, you don't feel that. When Monday comes, you don't have the Monday feeling, because you've already done Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
That is a really good strategic move there. Yeah, nice.
No,
cool. So like it's the same thing with like New Year's resolution, that kind of thing. I'm like, why do you have to wait till the 1st of January?
Yes.
What's wrong with the 13th of August? or the 19th of May?
And I think sometimes it's their a little bit of a wake up call in a way. I think that's the New Year's resolution. They realise I didn't deliver what I said I was going to do. So I'm going to start doing it. But I think it's like you said, we're all too focused on the end bit. We're not actually focusing. Like I do it. Like I'm thinking I want to do that.
Yeah.
Then you got to reverse engineering. Okay, in order for me to get there, I've got to start doing this. And I think that bit is the most scariest bit. It's like it's that step in the right direction.
I always kind of describe it as like, and I always use the same analogy for years, like building a house. I said you can't build the roof first. You have to put the foundation down.
Yes.
And it all starts with one brick.
Yeah.
Put one brick down, and like even if you put down 3 bricks, it's 3 bricks towards your house. And if you come back the next week and put down another 3, it's still better than doing none, or still concentrating on what the interior should be looking like, and like, where you're gonna hang this picture. I'm like, there's no walls, so you can't hang up pictures and hang up this that if you've got like no kind of building to kind of to put together.
That's really good analogy there. So it's really similar. Like fair play to those that actually reach their goals. Really wow, well done. But the reason why it doesn't work is because they haven't made that plan, that actual way, day by day, weekly, plans to be like, okay, I will dedicate 30 minutes in the gym. I will dedicate drinking 2 liters of water every day and sticking by it. And if they fail, that's okay. That's a setback, but picking yourself up again. Yeah.
As soon as you mentioned the word plan, Steph came to mind. So I'm hoping, I want to remind Steph that we've shoehorned her name. That's what I generally do. I always shoehorn off.
She should pay you.
Yeah, she should pay me, Steph, because she hammered that word into my brain like you would not believe. So whenever it's almost like she's trademarked the word plan. So whenever I hear plan, I just think about her all the time, because it makes so much sense. Because without no plan, there is. You haven't got anything. You really.
Cool. That's cool. All right, should we wrap things up? Or?
Yeah, I was going to ask one more question. One more question.
Sure.
Far away, bro.
So, if someone wants to do what you do or get into like into yoga training and Pilates and to be like an instructor, what advice would you give them, or where would you say what would be the starting point?
Well done. You started.
Yeah.
All you need is yourself. You don't need to have this expectation of doing the yoga. I just want you present. All you need is your phone, your laptop, and a space in your house, just time for you. And we're just going to spend a few minutes. It'll be quick. You'll crack on with your day after, but just giving this time for you. And then 1 year from now, day from now, the future you will thank you. That's it.
No, I like that. I like that. The future will thank you. No, that's cool. Nice, I like that. No, but cheers, Amanda. No, thank you for turning up. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, we really appreciate you coming. So you've given us some gems today. And
thank
as well.
you.
Yeah, we'll definitely do a collaboration with Pilates, and
we're gonna sort. You know what? I'm already one step ahead of you.
Yeah, reach out. Reach out to me.
Reach out.
Talking of reaching out, so if someone wants to find you or get a hold of you, where can you just tell us about your either your socials? Because what we'll do, we'll still link it within here. But how can people find you?
So you can find me on most social media platforms. So it's called Mabuhay Flow. I will spell it. So it's MABUHAY Flow, FLOW. And you will find me on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and Facebook.
Awesome.
And I also have a website where you can book for your weekly classes already.
Oh, cool.
Yes, so it's in www.mabuhayflow.com. And you just click on the tab Practice at Home, and you just automatically join. Sign up.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's cool.
She's way more rehearsed than me. So when you ask us what our Instagram was like,
well, I know my Instagram handle,
but
John, you know yours.
Right, so let me just try and think of. So it's John Collins _online_coach.
We'll find that out.
I've only kind of learned it like after about 5, God knows how many years I've had it. John, what's your Instagram? I was like, ask Jacob. Jacob knows more about like everything me than I know.
So if I want to do boot camp and I don't know where to find you,
so you can also Jacob.
That was a test.
So you can follow me directly at jwright.pt. Or you can follow on our Instagram page at down to the core 2 underscores.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Everyone should be able to remember this. Down to the score 2 underscore. It's got a nice ring to it.
Yeah. Yes. Down to the core 2 underscores.
Yeah.
Yes. But also, guys, thank you so much for watching this. Amanda, you have been absolutely brilliant. And we'll see you soon, guys.
Thank you
very much. Have a nice day, guys. And bye-bye.
Bye.